Well, let's move ourselves a bit to cyber fraud. Cyber fraud is surging, and Ghanaians losing millions of cedis to online scams. New data from the Cybersecurity Authority (CSA) says a staggering 49.5 million Ghana cedis was lost to cybercrime in just the first half of 2023. This represents a significant increase from previous years. The Cybersecurity Authority also reveals a surge in public complaint, with over 41,000 reported incidents of cybercrime between October 2019 and July 2023. Ghana's growth in internet penetration rate has paved the way for cybercrime to thrive. In this broadcast, we'll delve deeper on the issues, offering insight from cybersecurity experts on how to avoid cyber fraud attempts.
While the digital age offers undeniable convenience, it also harbors a growing menace of cyber fraud. Cases of online scams and financial crimes are surging, leaving many Ghanaians feeling vulnerable. According to the Cybersecurity Authority, cyber fraudulent activities led to direct financial losses of $4.3 million, making 49.5 million Ghana cedis in the first half of the year 2023. Between October 2019 and July 2023, the Cybersecurity Authority received 41,285 contact of complaints from the public about cybercrime and other related activities. Identity theft, online extortion, romance fraud, and shopping fraud accounted for 41% of the total.
Alright, so the type of cyber fraud I was involved in was a Momo sort of something, right? So I was there one time and then someone texted me, someone familiar, right? But I didn't know that the person's account was hacked, WhatsApp account was hacked. And so the person told me that they needed 300 CDs. And at that time, that was my last name. And so, I was like, okay, since this person has never asked me for money, let me just send it to the person. So I sent the money, I was sending the money to the person. I noticed that someone else's name was on it. It didn't click to me. At that time I was under pressure. So I just sent the money and I texted the person that, this is the amount I've sent and all that. I didn't receive any text back from that person again. So it was later, I think 2 weeks after, and I met that person in person. And the person, I was like, oh, the last time I sent you money, but you didn't say thank you or I had received it or something. You didn't know anything. It was like, she didn't receive any money from me. And she was like, she forgot to tell me her account had been hacked on WhatsApp. I was like, wow, so the money is gone. Yeah, so that's what
I was there one time when someone called that money had been sent to my account, and I told him that. So that time I told him that please, I wasn't interested in his lies and stuff. After I hung up, I realized my mom had sent it to my account actually. So I called back saying that I've received the money, so I'll send it back to him. And he told me that he had already reported the case to MTN. And they blocked my account, and I also received a message that my account has been blocked by and then the message was named MTN something. Yeah, so I also thought it was from MTN. So the person who blocked me later called me and was like, not knowing they had planned, was like, he has blocked, they blocked my account already, but I need to follow some steps in order to retrieve the account. And I obeyed because first of all, money was actually sent to my account, and secondly, the messages were MTN something, so I thought it was actually from MTN. Any step makes me do an amount is retrieved from my account, and I was like, so he said, when they are done with the process, I'll receive an extra money. I told him that I was busy. He said, if I hang up, the process will end. So I was like, I was actually busy. So I told my uncle, so I called the next. I called MT. They told me that anything, so there's just one number that will call you. So apart from the number, any other number is it's fake, it's a fraud. And I realized that they had defrauded me. And by then it was fake. They already took the money from my account. I also received a message that my account has been blocked by and then the message was named MTN something. Yeah, so I also thought it was from MTN. So the person who blocked me later called me and was like, not knowing they had planned, was like, he has blocked, they blocked my account already, but I need to follow some steps in order to retrieve the account. And I obeyed because first of all, money was actually sent to my account, and secondly, the messages were MTN something, so I thought it was actually from MTN. And I realized that, and he told me that, oh, I should leave and I should be in a private place because people would hear that maybe what he's telling me, and maybe they might get hold of it or my account or something like that. So I realized that any step that he makes me do, an amount has been retrieved. Any step he makes me do, an amount is retrieved from my account. And I was like, so he said, oh, when they are done with the process, I'll receive an extra money. And so it was later that so the next day I told him that, oh, I was busy. He said, oh, if I hang up, the process will it will end. So I was like, oh, I was actually busy. So I told him, because I called the next, no, and then I called MT. They told me that anything, so there's just one number that will call you. So apart from that, any other number is it's fake, it's a fraud. And I realized that they had defrauded me. And by then it was fake, they already took the money from my account.
In an interview with Isaac Socrates Mensah, an official of the National Computer Emergency Response Team of Cybersecurity Authority, he highlighted several key indicators that can signal an impending cyber fraud attempt.
So when you take something like online shopping fraud, one of the things that you will red flag that I can easily give is that most often than not, you need to look out for pricing. Okay.
Right.
Most often than not, criminals, the prices in which they display are usually lower than what is on the market. It is a form of enticing people, okay, to get to them. So that is one of the red flags. Another one is you realize that the fake activity is very new. It was created for you, however, it has quite a huge following. Okay. It's also another red flag that you need to look out for. Another one, that you are likely to see when you receive money, suppose that you receive a message that you have received money that you are not expecting, or someone should even call you telling you that he's calling from your service provider because you've received an amount of money or anything. First thing you need to do is to hold the person up. Tell the person if he or she can hold on. Okay. Right. Or they can cut the line and call back later. You need to check your account. Have you actually received the amount of money? Because there are ways to send a message as though it is coming from the service provider. Yeah. And it will look as though it is it comes like your account has been credited. However, sometimes it could just be a mere message that you've not received that amount of money. You need to check if indeed your account has actually been credited with that amount of money. That is the first thing you need to do. And then secondly, you don't need to go through the steps that the person has or is asking you to go through. If possible, you call the call center yourself and then report the issue.
Right. The cybersecurity expert also outlined his views on the path forward in effectively preventing and addressing cyber fraud.
There is a need for us to actually intensify awareness creation so that the people hear about the message, okay, hear about the modus or tactics that these criminals employ, so that they'll be able to identify them.
Mr. Mensah added that Ghana has several measures in place when it comes to cybersecurity, with few already being implemented.
When it comes to regulatory frameworks, I believe Ghana has one of the best in terms of the Cybersecurity Act that was passed in 2020. We have the Electronic Transactions Act and we have the Data Protection Act. These are the three focal acts that govern Ghana's cyberspace, and I believe they have various provisions that can adequately protect us. It's only a matter of implementation. It keeps changing, and there's a need for us to always put it out there for people to know. So if you studied the trend of cybersecurity authority, even on our social media platforms, on a month-on-month basis, we put out what we call public alerts, where we study the trend as to how these criminals are operating, and then we put it out there for people to know about it.
As Ghanaians increasingly embrace the digital world, these online scams pose a significant